Welcome to Math with Professor V. Today, I'd like to share one of my favorite calculus exam questions because it tests several important skills all in one problem. It really shows who knows how to apply differentiation techniques effectively instead of just simply throwing every differentiation rule they know at the problem. And it also checks whether you recognize a trig identity that can make your final answer much cleaner. So let's take a look. Find the derivative of y equals cosine x over 1 plus sine x all raised to the 7th. So a lot of students are thinking right now, power rule, quotient rule, this is going to be ugly. And it can be if you tackle it the wrong way. So do not distribute this 7 to the numerator and denominator, that power. Instead, we're going to apply the chain rule. Now, can you distribute it and differentiate and still get the right answer? Absolutely. But the problem's going to get so messy, most students don't have the algebra skills to keep up and finish it correctly. So I'm going to start off y prime by using the chain rule. So I'm going to take the exponent, bring it down front. Don't touch or change anything that's inside just yet. And then you subtract 1. That's my new exponent. Rewrite what's there exactly as is. Do not change it. Don't touch it. Now we take the derivative of the inside function. When you're applying the chain rule, you start on the outside, work your way in. So derivative of the inside requires us using the quotient rule. So this is the numerator. I'm going to call it high. And then this is the denominator. That's low. And so I sing this little song when I think of the quotient rule. Low. D high means differentiate the numerator, which would be negative sine x. Low D high minus high. D low means differentiate the denominator. Derivative of 1 is 0, and derivative of sine x is cosine x. And then the song goes either low, low, or square the bottom, away you go. I have a whole video where I explain that song. I'll link it in the description. Boom. So now we're done differentiating. Okay, from here we have to clean up, and this is another place where a lot of students get tripped up. So we have 7. Let's leave all of this alone for now. Cosine x over 1 plus sine x raised to the 6th. Now, I can't factor and cancel anything, so we're just going to distribute. This is going to be negative sine x minus sine squared x minus cosine squared x over the quantity 1 plus sine x squared. And yes, we can keep simplifying further. What I want you guys to do is take that minus sign all the way out. So factor it all the way out and put it in front of the 7. So then now we have negative 7 cosine of x over 1 plus sine x raised to the 6th. And then we have sine x plus sine squared x, right? We took that negative out, plus cosine squared x over, in my denominator, I have 1 plus sine x squared. Good? Now this is where hopefully you recognize your Pythagorean identity that sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. And why is that exciting? Because now I have 1 plus sine x in the numerator, which I can cancel with one of these 1 plus sine x's down there. I'm going to write it out step by step so you don't get lost, but a lot of students just kind of cancel and draw a little line through it and move on to the final answer, which is fine with me, okay? So up top we've got sine x plus 1 over 1 plus sine x squared. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Now we can cancel one of these with one of the factors in the denominator. And then now we can write it all very beautifully. Our final answer is negative 7. I would distribute the exponent now. So cosine x to the 6th over, and then count it up correctly. So we've got 6 factors of 1 plus sine x here, 6 of them, and then one more. So altogether that's 7. Yes. No, that wasn't on purpose. Okay, and then let's box it with pride. There you go. Now, if you want for funsies to just see how bad it is, try distributing the exponent in the very beginning and just jumping to the quotient rule and not really using the chain rule the same way. And you'll see it's more messy. It requires a lot of factoring, and it's just going to make a lot more opportunities for you to mess up. Not that you can't do it correctly. It's just minimize the chance of making an error. That is what's so important. So yes, you need to know your differentiation rules, but also you need to know how to choose the effective strategy. So if you'd like more free calculus lessons, be sure to check out my complete Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 video lecture playlists here on YouTube. And if you're looking for a more structured learning experience, visit professorvmath.com. I offer completely self-paced courses in Precalculus, Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Calculus 3, Differential Equations, along with Calculus 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 bundles, and more courses coming soon. Every course includes guided notes, practice problems, study guides, sample exams, and lifetime access. There's no subscription or recurring fees. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Math with Professor V. I'll be back sooner than later. Bye, guys.